the Senate. So this idea that there was going to be a massive blue wave and it was somehow going to impact things on a substantial scale did not materialize. This was a status quo election. The Democrats picked up the House. I don't think that's going to be very good for them in 2020. Let me explain why. First of all, as a result, Nancy Pelosi and Maxine Waters are going to be elevated as legitimate foils of Donald Trump. If Donald Trump had to pick two people to be his foils right now, Maxine Waters and Nancy Pelosi could not rate any higher on his desired combat scale. This is, beyond a shadow of a doubt, I think a huge win for Donald Trump. In fact, they would never say it publicly, but I think there was a belief that the best way to get Donald Trump reelected in 2020 was to give Democrats some levers of power and let them overreach. I tweeted this out, but I want you to think about it for a minute. Democrats hate Donald Trump so much now. They are perpetually outraged. They're perpetually angry. They don't understand that their outrage and their anger fuels Donald Trump's rise. They are not going to beat Donald Trump by being outraged and by being angry. All that does is make them look more deranged than Donald Trump. You are not going to out-anger Donald Trump. Conservatives, for whatever reason, tend to be angrier than liberals. Liberals do not beat conservatives by being angry. Liberals beat conservatives by believing in a better future. People come after me all the time because I said Obama ran incredible campaigns in 2008 and in 2012. His campaigns in both of those years were quintessential American campaigns rooted in optimism and the idea of America being a shining city on the hill. That is what Ronald Reagan sold. Okay, if you think about the last 40 years of American politics, who sold what? George Bush Sr. sold, I'm Ronald Reagan's guy, I'm going to continue. Ronald Reagan sold irrational American exceptionalism, and not irrational in the sense of it being bad, but irrational in being the sense of it being projected so large, and that America was going to be the shining city on the hill, a beacon of light and liberty for everybody else across the entire world. Ronald Reagan sold American exceptionalism. Much of what Donald Trump has sold is actually repackaged Ronald Reagan, okay? Reagan won in 84 and in 1980 with optimism, a sunny disposition of what America could be. Conservatives then responded very positively to Ronald Reagan. George Bush Sr. sold the idea of I'm connected to Ronald Reagan. Bill Clinton picked up the Ronald Reagan mantra and ran with it in 1992 and 1996. The reason why people would forgive Bill Clinton's personal failings was because he was ultimately an innate optimist. The man, the boy from Hope, Arkansas, the kid who came out of nowhere and became the next president of the United States. He could feel everybody's pain, but he always believed, Bill Clinton did and still does, that everybody was going to be better tomorrow than they were today. He believed in a unique element of American exceptionalism. Barack Obama picked up on that. George W. Bush, it's difficult because George W. Bush in 2000 was a compassionate conservative, and then by 2004, 9/11 had happened, and it changed everything about George W. Bush. 2000, he was a compassionate conservative. He was selling the American dream. By 2004, he was the national protector. It changed everything about George W. Bush's run for the office. 04 was about the response to 01 more than anything else. In 08, Obama picked up the Bill Clinton arguments of positivity. Same thing happened in 12. Trump won by being angry. It's rare to win by being angry, but Donald Trump's base was motivated by anger, derision, discord, dismay, the idea that America was falling and needed to be risen up again. Hillary Clinton tried to beat that Donald Trump enthusiasm by going after him on an identity politics-based election. Hillary tried to run a campaign that Barack Obama ran, but she ran it without any of the aspirational hopes of Barack Obama. She tried to go grab gay people. She tried to go grab women. She tried to go grab minorities, and she tried to cobble all those people together and argue that their identity could outwork Trump's identity. The problem was she didn't tap in to any emotional response like Donald Trump did. I believe that if I were trying to advise Democrats on what to do in 2018, the way to respond, I believe, is by what Beto O'Rourke did in Texas. If I were trying to sketch out how Democrats beat Donald Trump in 2020, it's not by saying when they go low, we kick them down lower like Eric Holder. It's not by being Michael Avenatti and being as angry at Donald Trump is at the world. It's by being the exact opposite of Donald Trump. It's by running a campaign that makes Donald Trump incidental to the overall campaign.